There are 35,000 horses born every year, and the 20 best going to run here on Saturday. And just to be in that field is a great, great thing.
For 130 years, the pinnacle of American thoroughbred racing has always been the Kentucky Derby. On May 1st, 2004, an easygoing trainer, a journeyman rider, and a storied owner, all from Philadelphia Park, ascended the mountain aboard the back of a little colt named Smarty Jones. The Smarty Jones story began when Philadelphia Park trainer Bob Kamak paired his stakes-winning filly, I'll Get Along, with world record holder Elusive Quality for friends and clients Roy and Patricia Chapman. On February 28, 2001, at Someday Farms in nearby Chester County, I'll Get Along gave birth to her second foal, originally named Get Along, but the Chapmans would change that name to Smarty Jones after Pat's mother. Tragically, in December of that same year, Bob Kamak and his wife Mary Ann were found murdered on their New Jersey farm. The Chapmans were so devastated by the death of Mr. Kamak that they would sell their farm and all but 2 of their horses. One of those horses would be Smarty Jones. Smarty learned to race at the Bridlewood Farm in Ocala, Florida, before the Chapmans turned him over to local trainer John Service.
When they sent the horse to me, he came from the farm in Florida, but the fact that he was a Pennsylvania bred, the Chapmans wanted to send him here and elected to send him to me.
But disaster would strike. While schooling at the starting gate at Philadelphia Park, Smarty reared up and cracked his head. But amazingly, Smarty would be back in training just 8 weeks later, and it was decided that he would make his debut at Philadelphia Park on November 9th, 2003. Service tapped leading rider Stuart Elliott for the ride. A very impressive debut here for Smarty Jones, in hand coming down to the finish. Smarty Jones impressive in victory, 6 lengths on the wire. After that, things moved quickly for the connections of Smarty Jones. Along with Elliott, Smarty was brilliant at winning the Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes on November 22nd and traveled to Aqueduct in New York, winning the Count Fleet Stakes in early January 2004. But the path to Churchill needed to be determined. The decision was made to follow a less traditional route by moving Smarty to Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas for the spring campaign.
Back in November, Mr. Chapman, all he asked me, he said, John, I don't know how much longer I got on this earth, but I'd love to get to the Derby. If you can get me to the Derby, it'd be the greatest thing in the world. So that was our main goal.
Smarty's first test in his new surroundings was the $100,000 Southwest Stakes.
The leader is Smarty Jones. 2 down, automatic second. Pro Prado to the outside. They drive for the wire. Smarty Jones leads it. Here's 2 down, automatic. Pro Prado. Smarty Jones continues undefeated, wins it.
Smarty's next challenge awaited in the Rebel Stakes on March 20th against the toughest competition he would face to date.
But it is Smarty Jones in full stride and pulling away. He's 1 step closer to $5 million.
Smarty was now a perfect 5 for 5, and everything was going just according to plan. But all would be for naught if Smarty could not finish first or second in the Grade 2 Arkansas Derby.
That was definitely the pressure race. He had to win or at least be second in that race.
And they're off in the Arkansas Derby 2004. Pro Prado broke sharply, as did Smarty Jones on the outside. Down 3.5 and is pulling away. They're driving toward the wire. It is Smarty Jones by 3. Borrego trying to make one late move. Pro Prado at the rail. Smarty Jones leading by 2. It is Smarty Jones. 1 step more to Kentucky and 1 giant step to $5 million.
Smarty Jones, the Chapmans, John Service, and Stu Elliott had done it. They were headed to the Kentucky Derby and a chance at a $5 million bonus that Oaklawn Park management had put up for any horse that could win the Rebel Stakes, the Arkansas Derby, and then the Kentucky Derby. But what about rider Stu Elliott? Surely more noted jockeys would be lined up for the mount on this Arkansas Derby winner.
Stu's my guy. I sat down, talked with Mr. and Mrs. Chapman. I told him how confident I was with Stu. I told him how close Stu and I were. And they said, John, if Stu's your guy, he's our guy. And if you think he'll be okay in the Derby with 20 horses, then he's the guy we're taking.
Back at Philadelphia Park, things were building to a fever pitch as fans and media got swept up in Smarty Mania. Churchill Downs oddsmaker Mike Battaglia made Nick Zito's colt, the Cliff's Edge, a slight favorite over Smarty Jones, who would break from post number 15.
Off and running in Kentucky Derby 130. Perfect start for Lionheart. Straight to the front as Limehouse is sent up the inside. Mr. Eric flashing good speed, joined quickly by Read the Footnotes. Far outside comes Pollard's Vision. On the outside, Quinton's Gold Rush hustled up. Passing the stands, Lionheart opening up by a length now. Quinton's Gold Rush trying to cross over from that second tier. And to his inside comes Pollard's Vision, flashing good speed as they pass the stands for the first time. Lionheart and Mike Smith showing the way through the opening quarter mile. He's cleared off, well off the fence in front by a length and a half. And Pollard's Vision racing second, Quinton's Gold Rush third to the outside. Smarty Jones has a good forward position early, a length and a half farther back to his outside comes Read the Footnotes. At the rail, Minister Eric is saving ground. They're followed by Borrego to the outside, 6 lengths off the pace. A couple back, Pro Prado moves 3 wide to the outside of Master David. Limehouse in behind that on the outside of Limehouse comes Birdstone. At the rail is Song of the Sword, about 9 lengths off the pace. Length and a half farther back to Imperialism, trying to pick his way through traffic. Friends Lake has got a dozen to make up. Tap it to his outside. The Cliff's Edge is second last. And action this day at the back of the pack, half mile in 46 and 3, heading past the half mile pole in the Derby. And it's Lionheart trying to go all the way in front. Lionheart, here comes Smarty Jones. Quickly up to tackle him on the outside. Read the Footnotes under pressure third. Minister Eric's racing in the fourth spot. Limehouse up the inside. Tapit starts to gear it up from the back of the pack as they wind for the quarter pole. Lionheart leads the way. Lionheart confronted by Smarty Jones on the outside. 5 back, the whip comes out now on Read the Footnotes. Tapit floundering, they head for home. Lionheart set down to a full-out drive. The outside, here comes Smarty Jones. Smarty Jones, Lionheart digs in gamely. Smarty Jones pushing on by. Smarty Jones has taken the lead. Lionheart tough as nails. Smarty Jones is going clear. The unbeaten colt, Smarty Jones, is drawing away to win the Derby. Smarty Jones and Stewie Elliott going on to win. Smarty Jones goes on to win the Kentucky Derby in that big bonus by 2.5.
You know, I'm riding it. It really didn't sink in until a couple jumps after the wire. Unbelievable. It was like you just won the Kentucky Derby.
Bob Baffert told me this 3-4 days before the Derby. If you're fortunate enough to win this race, when you come to the 8th pole, you're going to get a feeling like you've never gotten before.
Smarty returned home to Philadelphia Park at a hero's welcome. 1 week after his Kentucky Derby victory, 5,000 fans turned out to watch Smarty gallop over the racetrack. The next day, Governor Ed Rendell visited Smarty in his barn and proclaimed May 15th Smarty Jones Day in the Commonwealth. On Monday, Philadelphia Park hosted Mr. Charles Sella and a contingent from Oaklawn Park as the Chapmans were presented the $5 million check for winning the Oaklawn Centennial Bonus. Later in the week, it was off to Pimlico and the 129th Preakness Stakes.
Post time for the Preakness, and they're off. Lionheart and Smarty Jones, but Smarty Jones is ahead of Lionheart in the opening 16th of a mile. Imperialism is in third. Rock Hard 10 came away in good order, followed by Song of the Sword. Sir Shackleton cannot run with Lionheart, who has now taken the lead from Smarty Jones. Then we go back to Eddington. Toward the tail is Borrego and Water Cannon, second last position, and Little Math Man is the trailer. Lionheart and Mike Smith, they are off the rail and about the 4-path around that first turn. Leading the way, Smarty Jones is tracking at the 7/8 mark in second. Clearly taking second now from Song of the Sword. Imperialism is kept close by Kentis Ormo. Sir Shackleton in between horses. Jerry Bailey has Eddington about 5 lengths off that lead. A length and a half break. Borrego's racing down to the inside. Rock Hard 10 is off the inside as expected. He's about 7 lengths from the front, followed by Water Cannon second last, and Little Math Man trailing the field, and they're strung out by 11 lengths. 23 and 3 the opening quarter, the half 47 1/5 of a second. A very very reasonable pace. Lionheart and Mike Smith nursing along. Here is Smarty Jones running right there, the second spot with a half-mile left to go. Song of the Sword is coming under pressure, followed by Sir Shackleton, and Smarty Jones takes that invitation on the inside of Lionheart at the 3/8 pole. Lionheart leads the way. Smarty Jones can pass on left at the 5/16 marker. And now Rock Hard 10 is third, Imperialism in fourth. Sir Shackleton, Eddington is next in Borrego, and the stage is set at the quarter pole, and Smarty Jones has taken over and comes roaring into the Pimlico home stretch and opens up 3 lengths. Lionheart second, Rock Hard 10 is third, Imperialism is toiling in fourth with a furlong to go. The Pimlico home stretch belongs to Smarty Jones. Will the Triple Crown belong to Smarty Jones? There they are! Stuart Elliott the jockey, Smarty Jones, he's perfect, a picture of perfection, and he dominates to win by 10.
By winning the second jewel of Thoroughbred Racing's Triple Crown by a record 11.5 lengths, Smarty Jones has etched his name in racing history while capturing the heart of America. On Saturday, June 5th in the Belmont Stakes, the world will watch as Smarty Jones races towards racing immortality.